Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of I Bought a Watch. Sorry for the delay, but I did want to do this episode right. So this episode is dedicated as a big thank you. The channel has grown into something a lot bigger than I could ever have thought possible. But how about we flip the camera and do this thank you properly?
Hello guys and welcome to the channel if you're new, and if you're not, hello in person, because aside from the odd reflection in a high polished crown or lug, this is probably the first time you've ever seen my face. I should probably start with a formal introduction. My name's Oscar and I'm the guy behind I Bought a Watch. I guess that's no surprise. Why else would I be on this channel? And also tell me what you guys think about the hand thing. I've got some mixed reviews from my friends, but I want to know what you, the subscribers, think about it. That actually reminds me, talking about commenting, please do like, comment and subscribe. The comments are the most important thing for me because I read them and I love feedback and hearing your guys' opinion. Because it might surprise you, I don't really know what I'm doing, and any feedback is good feedback. I mean, by all means, dislike the video if you think it's rubbish and let me know how I can improve in the comments. But aside from that, I must be doing something right because 300 of you, which is an insane number, have subscribed to the channel. And thank you. I really couldn't ask more from anyone who watches my videos, but some of you have gone the extra mile and actually sent stuff in to the channel, which is, you know, something I never would have expected. That's the focus of today's episode. We're going to be unboxing a couple of watches that have been sent in by a subscriber and a special something that was sent in by actually the giveaway winner. So let's flip the camera and take a look at what I've been sent in.
Okay, am I glad that's all out of the way? Apologies for all the ums and ahs in advance. On my wrist here is the Pagani design Hulk, which is a bit topical at the moment as the official Rolex Hulk has now been discontinued in Rolex's new Submariner lineup. But you didn't come here to hear about me talk about Rolex, so let's swiftly move on to this double unboxing. These were both sent in by a subscriber and friend of the channel who goes by the username The Gent, and what a gentleman he is for sending these in. I hope he's watching, and once again I want to say a massive thank you. This first watch, as you can probably tell, is a Casio, and I'm sure you've worked it out, but this is not the original packaging. However, he has included the original paperwork and the spare links here so that I could resize this bracelet to get a good fit. Although I must confess, resizing these pressed bracelets is a bit of a task. But let's get a closer look in on this dial. And what immediately jumps out at me is that day-date complication and the gold accents on that elegant cream sunburst dial. This watch is actually far dressier than I originally thought. Definitely on the sportier side of a dress piece, but that dial is absolutely stunning. The date complication, very reminiscent of the Rolex day date, and having the date at the 6 o'clock brings an aspect of symmetry to the piece that hasn't gone unnoticed. The pressed eye-link bracelet with polished mid-links is nothing to shout home about, but the case shape of the head of this watch is giving me serious Seiko Tic Tac, Seiko Alpinist vibes. However, unfortunately, the crown is not signed. Moving around to the back of the watch, it says Casio, the model number, stainless steel back. That probably means this isn't a stainless steel case. Water resistant up to 5 bar, Japanese movement, and cased in China. Obviously, I will cover a full list of the specifications and dimensions in a full review after I've given this piece some wrist time. Speaking of wrist time, I'm not sure I'll be wearing it much using this bracelet. It's very basic and features a pressed fold-over clasp, which is slightly redeemed by having 4 levels of micro adjust and is quite nicely signed with the Casio logo. However, hollow end links and the inevitable hair plucking this bracelet will cause make me want to look at this one on other strap options. I'm thinking a nice brown crocodile leather strap, which will nicely complement that cream and gold accented dial. Also really playing into the hands of that Seiko Alpinist case shape and fitting it with a leather strap. Right, I'll have plenty of time in the full review to get it on a leather strap, but for now, let's get it on my wrist. And I'm going to be the first to say that looks great. It's such a nice size, actually. And at the moment, the bracelet doesn't feel too bad either. It's not pulling out any hairs yet. However, I will update you in the full review if that changes after a few days wear. But quite frankly, what makes this watch for me is the case and that dial. And from what I've seen on eBay, you can go and pick one of these up for around £30. I'll leave a link in the description below if you're interested. Alright guys, I couldn't help it. I added a little jump cut and got the brown leather strap out. I'm just going to hold it up against the watch just to give you guys an idea, but I think you guys will be able to tell. I feel like this is going to be a winning combination. But let's put all this stuff to one side for now and get unboxing this second watch. Now, if we remove this sleeve, it will reveal that this is in fact a Cadison. Now, those of you who shop regularly on AliExpress should be familiar with Cadison. And if you're not familiar with Cadison, they are a company that sells a large selection of affordable watches on AliExpress. But uniquely, aside from their homages, they appear to have a range of watches with seemingly original designs, or perhaps they are just homages of obscure watches that I'm not familiar with, so please let me know in the comments if this is in fact a homage piece. As you can see, the packaging is fairly substantial for an AliExpress watch and does include a cleaning cloth, paperwork, user manual, the watch itself, which I'll just put here to one side. Here are some spare links I removed resizing the bracelet, and they have included quite nicely a pushpin removal tool, which is a nice touch, which is very easy to use if you've never used one. Simply hold it up to the end that does not have a split, and with a hammer lightly tap out the pushpin from the bracelet. Okay, moving on to the watch. This is without a doubt the most polished, shiny watch I've ever had on the channel. And no doubt if I hadn't revealed my face at the beginning of this episode, it would no longer be a mystery by the time I'd finished looking over this highly polished piece. And first impressions, wow, that sunburst dial paired with high polish accents and finishing on the case and bracelet really make this piece a masterclass in minimalist elegance. The watch features a butterfly clasp with a nice bit of perlage finishing. On closing the clasp, we can also see that it has been signed with Cadison and the Cadison logo. I'm sorry, this piece is just going to be covered in fingerprints. It really is a fingerprint magnet, so it's going to be really interesting to see how it fares in a week's time on my wrist. But for now, let me just grab that Cadison cleaning cloth that this came with and give it a quick wipe down. Okay, that's a little better, hopefully. It's never going to be perfectly smudge-free, but that's something I'm just going to have to learn to live with. If we look at the reverse of the case, let me just open the clasp. We can see the watch features a pressed display case back, which allows you to see that Seiko NH36 movement, which is pretty incredible for a watch that you can pick up for about £45. And for me, it's not just the movement that makes this watch worth it, but this bracelet, which is incredibly flexible. Unlike on an Oyster bracelet, those mid-links can rotate in both directions. And on the wrist, you can definitely notice it. This watch is incredibly comfortable, and from what I've heard, has an amazing spec list. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check it out. That will be an affiliate link, which basically means I get a small commission to help the channel at no extra cost to you guys. And I'll do a full review in a couple weeks as always and let you guys know how it's held up. So that does my first impressions on these two watches. Thanks again to The Gent. And next we're going to have a look at something that was sent in by the YouTube channel Time in the UK. And I'll leave a link to his channel in the description where he shows some cool videos of how he makes these little watch stands. They're pretty simple in design, but definitely do the trick. And I have this one on my bedside where I put the watch I was wearing that day. As you can see, this one quite comfortably stores 2 watches. However, the only problem is I have far more than 2 watches. So seeing how easy Time in the UK made it look on his channel, I took it upon myself to analyze his construction and design and went off and built my own. Granted, it's a bit bigger and not at all as well finished, but it was really easy and fun to make over the weekend. It's not perfect, but it does the trick and displays the watches in my current collection in a fun way in my bedroom. For example, here's the Royal Oak Homage by Dyden Design that I have actually just recently done a review on. If you want to go check that out, I'll leave a link in the description as well. But that does it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's crazy that we've hit 300 subscribers, and it's crazier that people are sending stuff in to the channel at such an early stage. Massive thank you to everyone who's bothered to watch this far. Bigger thank you to everyone who's subscribed. And the biggest possible thank you to Time in the UK and The Gent for sending this stuff in. Alright guys, stay safe. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!